that was useless. I just spent 20 minutes cussing out a Bluetooth device because it wouldn't pair with this phone, and only to discover that it doesn't really work anyway. It does something. Instead of starting the video camera, it takes a picture from video mode. So yeah, I just get still pictures of myself. That's all the pressing the photo button does. So there you go. I think I'm going to take my mask off now that I'm outside, guys. As they say, the masks don't really do much outside. Not that they don't do much, but you're not in very much danger of catching it when you're outdoors, as long as you're not hanging around in like a tight group. And I'm just going for a walk, so I'm going to try and do a brisk walk, because I've been being really slow when I walk around the lake, because why not? Nice leisurely stroll. But then I went with Terry the other day. He's like, let's do a brisk walk. And he's like, power walked all the way around the lake, which was good because at the end I felt like I'd had exercise, and I was like, I guess that's what I'm supposed to be doing to get my daily walk. Anyway, the reason I had to get a Bluetooth device. The device I was trying to connect is the selfie stick. If you watched my unboxing of candy last night, then you probably noticed a point where I dropped the camera and some choice expletives leaked out of my mouth. And that was because the selfie stick broke. I was just going the other day to, if you recall, to look for a new selfie stick at the market. And then it broke. So, fortuitous timing, I guess. It's gonna break. I just found one that I thought was cheap and looked like it was decent. And that's what I got. But instead of plugging it in, it uses Bluetooth to start the camera. But unfortunately, it actually doesn't work too well on the older camera here, because it's the app. It's the way the app works. It just takes a still picture from video mode if you press the button on the selfie stick. So I still have to reach up and hit the button when I'm trying to do a video. Anyway, I guess that's small potatoes as problems go. Been through worse this year. I just talked to Tao Tao on WeChat. That's the messaging app for China. Just to see how things were going, because I hadn't talked to him in a while. And he says the bar's still open, it's going to be okay, but he said the business was terrible this summer. He usually relies on summer because not many people go out into the little neighborhood, the little development that he has in wintertime. Because what's really nice about Tao Tao's and that whole area is that it's a pedestrianized area, so they'll put tables and chairs outside. All the restaurants and bars and everything will do that, and you can go out and just sit and enjoy the evening, and which is really nice. It's always what I liked about it. And so so not a lot of people come out in the winter. He's got a pretty sizable indoor area. Honestly, after the first year we were there, he went and bought the space next to him to expand into, and made his bar a lot larger. And I think it made it worse, because it was really nice when it was just a very small, narrow bar. Because, like I said, in the summer he would put tables and things outside anyway. And the small space actually works. People, I think, before anybody makes a decision like that, they need to consult a psychologist on the spaces people like. A spatial psychologist. That's going to be a new thing. I'm going to invent that. It's going to be a new field of science. But it's probably not new, actually. I'm sure there's somebody already doing it. But yeah, I mean, it feels more intimate, so people enjoy it more. When he expanded, it just felt like any other bar. But anywho, I don't think I have any pictures from that first year when the bar was small. As I get older, I realize the older I got, the less pictures I wanted to take on vacation, and the more I wanted to take of like regular real life, because you realize how fast things change, and then you're like, oh, I don't even remember what such and such was like. And you never know. You never know when it's going to change. I didn't know he was going to do that, and I also didn't know it was going to have that effect. So, but afterwards, walked in, I was like, oh yeah, it's not really nice in here anymore. It's still like Chow Chow, so obviously I went there all the time, but his bar was a lot better before he expanded it. So he kind of relies on summer to be busy. And I asked if people were not coming out because they're afraid of coronavirus still. And he said it's because people don't have money. The economy's doing very bad in China right now. And I think people in the U.S. haven't realized it yet because there's still so much coronavirus and lockdown and election and all this stuff's going on. So I think the people that have not been directly affected, it hasn't sunk in yet, but the economy has been hit really hard by this. And it is, it's going to be quite a long time before we can get past it, if we ever do. I think a lot of things in this world are just going to be different after this virus. And I'm kind of going by my, economic news podcasts that I listen to, like Wall Street Journal and The Economist and stuff. But one example that they did give was flights, which I think that makes sense. Flying is going to be way different. It's hard to even predict how exactly, because the vast majority of flyers are vacationers, tourists, non-business travel, right? Because you can tell that by a plane. Business class in a plane tends to be small and international, and the coach class takes up most of the plane. Okay. But the thing is, the only reason the plane can operate is because of business travelers, or the only reason the airline can operate. So they're paying way more for those seats than the vacation travelers. So they kind of subsidize air travel for everyone else. There's just not many of them. But now businesses are finding out, hey, we don't really have to send people. Since they can't now, they're going to say, the next time someone says, let's have a business meeting in Tokyo, and send people from our London office and our New York office or some shit like that. Well, I mean, business, it doesn't function by wasting money, right? So they're going to come to the realization that we don't really have to do that. The technology for online meetings has been there for a while, but of course it just got a huge boost now. And if you can do it during the coronavirus, you can have these meetings. Hold on. I can get a nice view of everything. Okay, too many people. You can have these meetings without flying people all over the world at quite a high expense, then they're going to do that most of the time. That's not to say business travel is finished, but it's coughing up blood. It was coughing up blood last night. That's the saying goes. That's not really a saying. I didn't make it up. I took it off TV or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so the people who subsidize air travel are going to not be traveling. How much travel is it going to be?